going on, guys? So we're helping Alan find a job. He is a freelancer in Argentina, and we're gonna, what do you do? You do software testing, like manual testing now, right?
I used to. Now I'm working as freelance full-time.
So we're gonna look over your LinkedIn, personal website, but you don't actually have a you don't have a resume or a cover letter. We can't actually apply to jobs in this stream, so we have to make that. Notification Squad, what's up, dude? So if you guys have any questions for Alan, let him know. Just trying to get him a job. So we'll hang out for a minute while people join. Jefferson, what's up, man? Maurice, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Zach Jackson. Zach Jackson, you need to rename your first name to be Action. Coffee time, my dudes, yeah. So we're gonna look at his LinkedIn first. So we got his LinkedIn here. You've been doing freelance for 4 years, you said?
Yeah. I started as part-time, like 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, and now I'm full-time.
And then
For about
you have your projects or?
Yes. I mainly work with final clients. I do mainly institutional websites for companies.
Okay. So we got 15 projects in here, and these are all the same projects that are on your portfolio website?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I think so. I do design too, but it's not my main job.
Do you have a Behance or a Dribble?
No. Design is like a side. No.
Okay, so if you're gonna claim that, you have to make a Dribble or a Behance.
Okay.
It's not like personal or anything. It's just like people are gonna want to see that if you claim that you can do design and Dribble or design, they're gonna want to see like a portfolio of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a Spanish accent because he's from Argentina.
Yeah, actually, I came from design. I studied audiovisual design in the university. I got one last final. That's where I started on web development. Actually, we had some design and front end, a little bit of back end, but really little. And that's where I decided I wanted to do that.
Okay. Do you have design projects at all anywhere where I can find them?
I have a few on my webpage.
All right, so there's this thing. I'll pull over your webpage here. Let me make sure that. Did you push your new webpage up?
Yeah.
All right. So this is webpage. This is webpage. This is a portfolio here. If you're here and you're enjoying the stream, get something out of it, please hit that thumbs up. All right, so everything's in Spanish. I would have either one in Spanish or one in English, or just make it in English, especially if you want to come here. So that's kind of a given. You could just have like a localization button up here, but I would have it probably default to the English version and then have like a tab up here that says ES for Spanish.
Yeah, I've done it before. It sounds good. I actually thought about that a few months ago, but I never really got into it.
So if we're gonna hit up Stack Overflow for relocation, this has to be in English, 100%.
Okay.
Your personal details. I would take off your cumpleaños personally, because I don't need to know how old you are. At least here, I wouldn't. For here, I would take that off.
Okay.
For people who don't know Spanish, that is birthday. And then also I would take off your nationality and let them figure that out after the fact. Like, we want them to see your projects first before they figure out that you're not in the US. Because otherwise, if they see this, they're going to instantly know that you're going to need sponsorship to come here. So we should take that off.
I could rearrange the site and move the projects up.
Yeah, so I would probably move the projects up, and then I would maybe put this little about me section here that you have below your picture and put it where that razor mouse is instead. Thanks guys for hanging out. New stream name, Learning Spanish. New stream name, Alan teaches the stream Spanish. All right, so I like this little scrolly wheel that you have. Did you manually do this, or is this boilerplate?
It's boilerplate. I did something like that before, but this one is boilerplate.
He said don't put a picture on portfolio. You can leave a picture on portfolio. I just wouldn't put it on your resume. Portfolio doesn't matter so much, because they're gonna go to your LinkedIn anyways, but they're not gonna find your LinkedIn until they open that resume. And if you have that picture on your resume, this is GG. You got the education down here. I would remove the dates on your education.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, if they ask if you graduated, then you can tell them the dates, but I wouldn't give that to them for free.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me if you disagree, like, or if you have any questions.
Sounds good. Yeah, they have leverage, right?
Yeah. If you have any questions for Alan, he's been doing freelance web dev. Oh, I have some questions for you, Alan, about freelance. How did you get into this?
I started in the university. I studied audiovisual design, and we have a few assignments on design and on front end, a little bit on back end, but really little. And then it was like, oh, I can do internet, and I started.
So one thing that has to go that I just noticed here, this abilities and languages, I think that's what it says, but you have to take that out because I don't know what 70% of a filled bar of HTML5 means.
I know. Sounds good.
So yeah, I would take those off and I would just leave the list of skills and maybe separate them into like different categories. So you have, what is diseño? What is that?
Design.
I don't know how. I literally said design almost, and I was like, what is that? Like, I thought it was a different word because I'm reading it.
We have a lot of NES.
Yeah, I would take that out because art is especially subjective.
Okay.
And then we have gulp. Gulp is gulp. You usually only use that just to automate tasks and write, I don't know, like, check your SAS, automate random things. E-commerce, what does that mean?
E-commerce, it would be an e-commerce, for selling things over the internet.
Yeah, but what does 50% of that filled bar mean in relation to e-commerce?
It means that comparing to CSS or JavaScript or HTML, I do the half of it.
So what is your experience with e-commerce? Like, have you made a Shopify, WooCommerce? Like, what do you sell stuff on eBay?
WooCommerce, a few. I work with, here we got one that is named in la nube that works pretty good. Magento, I give it a try, but it wasn't what we needed. And Shopify, I have even touched it a little bit. But mainly, WooCommerce and Magento, I did one a few years ago.
Okay. And then you have languages, Spanish, English. I would just take off your level you have. You have native Spanish and intermediate English, but I would just leave the languages as themselves. And then when you communicate with them, they can decide if you're, coherent
Okay.
enough to work there. I mean, we're having a conversation now. It's fine. So like, I wouldn't think anything of it. I wouldn't think that your English is intermediate. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, maybe he like, you know, what if I ask him something complicated? I'd take that off.
Okay. Sounds good.
I mean, the design on this is awesome. And then we have front-end developer, graphic designer, web, and audio visual. And then you have, I don't know what that means. Freelance. Do you have any clients that you could put in there?
Yes. A lot actually.
Am I Spanish? No, I'm not Spanish. I just play a lot of PUBG on my phone. And I took Spanish classes, and I lived in Finland, but it was an international class, so I had people from all over. You just learn languages. All right, so you do have clients for freelance. Could we list them in here? Like, in my opinion, we should add more descriptions. Like there needs to be bullet points in here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I would have like a couple bullet points on this front end developer of like your top 3 clients maybe and what you did for them and the starting point versus the end point. Do you have screenshots of starting points?
No.
So if you went back and looked in your email, you wouldn't have any like PSDs of originals?
Oh yeah. Of my portfolio in that page, yes, I add all of them here actually. I save almost everything, and yeah, I got a lot of clients that we are actually doing things and keep doing things over and over. New projects, dates.
How do you go about finding these clients?
It's okay. Yeah, I can get them. To do like a recommendation or
No, I
like
mean, like, do they come to you? Do you go to them? How does this work? Do you have your own company? Or are you sole contractor? How's this working?
I work as freelance by myself, actually a lot by recommendations. We actually I didn't have to look too much because the people come to me. I think they recommend me
All right, so
to
this is the
other.
problem that we're going to end up facing here because freelance and junior developers. A lot of junior developers that can't find a job call themselves freelancers, working on personal projects, and that's what you're going to compete against. And so we'd need
Okay.
like do you have any recommendation letters?
Yeah, I can get more than a few actually.
Okay, we definitely need those to verify freelance that you've been paid to do actual work, you know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can list almost that come to mind right now 4 or 5 that I worked a few projects and will really give me a recommendation.
Okay, yeah, definitely do that. So people keep asking me how do you get in the video? I did a ping for everyone in Discord and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to do a live stream, help someone find a job today. Who wants to do it?" Literally no one responded except for Alan. He's like, "Let's do it." So this is how we did it.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to move a lot to get a better work, you know.
Yeah. What is
Start
this
learning more.
what is this cafeteria down here?
Cafeteria, it would be like messenger, like low level shop in the company, the lowest almost.
Okay, so take
Of
this
the-
out. Let's remove this one and leave the tester, the QA, the tester of software. Take this one out entirely. And then let's use that extra space that we're going to free up from that position to talk about all your clients and everything that you've done for them.
Okay.
But we need bullet points. I mean, I can kind of read some of this. I know some of the verbs. The best results for the client. I can read that one.
I can translate if you want to.
I mean, I can translate it to, I right click, translate to English, please.
Okay.
Constantly learning, testing new tech, focusing on
Yeah.
generating best results for client. Yeah. So from to. Oh yeah. So let's take that one off the messenger. Let's free up that space. Let's add some bullet points of specific sites that you've created. And you haven't created anything with the back end, right? You've just done front end PSD to HTML?
I started actually a few months ago with CodeIgniter and doing CMS. So you're making WordPress now?
No. Well, I'm not really a fan of WordPress.
What's CMS?
It would be like dynamic websites, but institutional dynamic websites for maybe a blog or the main slider, or I have one that it has photographers and they have to add photographers and their photos and their description, things like that.
So are you making the CMS from scratch?
Yeah, I started with one I did with a friend a time ago. Yeah, I'm doing it.
So it's a proprietary. What are you using for the back end of that CMS?
CodeIgniter. I'm saying it right?
Oh, okay. All right. So, all right. So we should talk about that. You should mention that somewhere in here. I think if you're managing clients.
Okay.
I personally would use WordPress just because it's so established and there's so many plugins. Like you, as a single dev, right? You're not a dev team as a freelancer. You are a dev, not a dev team. And so when I use WordPress, I'm like, plug in, customize, restyle. Here you go, done. Right? If you can charge a flat fee, then you charge $1,500, and you can get that done in 3 days. I think it's a pretty good hourly rate. Yeah. So contact information. If I click this, what comes up?
Which one? I have a little bit of
the contact information with your headphones here. How can if I click this, is anything going to come up that's going to like dox you?
Yeah, it's going to call me, I think. No, it won't call me. I'm looking at it now. It won't.
Okay. Quick question for ex-military. You want to start career in coding. What do you recommend? You might want to hit up Code Bootcamp or try Free Code Camp first. Figure out how that's working. Struggle bust through it. Realize that's not the end-all be-all of doing stuff on a website. I know there's a common problem of people starting to code and they end up going to the Google Chrome console or coding these stupid things like adding 2 + 2, and you're like, when would I ever make a website? How does this make me money? And then you just have to get through that part. As soon as you can connect JavaScript to the DOM, it'll start clicking. Then you can realize, oh, I could put logic into this. And then you're like, oh, I need to store people's data though. How do I do that? All right, well now you need a backend. And then you have a full stack dev. Zach is the real MVP. Thanks, Zach. What happens if I click these more buttons right next to your picture? You have previous, more. Oh, it drops me down. Okay, if you want to keep that, that'd be cool. But I would add maybe smooth scroll JS.
Okay.
Rather than because you're I don't know, as a designer, I think that would increase it. If you live in Florida, when code the bootcamp accepts the GI Bill. Be careful with bootcamps that don't have guarantees. That's my only thing. There are a lot of bootcamps that will accept the GI Bill just because they want money, not because they want to get you a job. And then we have portfolio down here. Does it start off with nothing? Is that a bug? Okay, so your portfolio starts off displaying nothing.
I think it's the translation, maybe.
Let me.
That broke the filters.
Okay, show original. Refresh. It starts off still empty. I have to click one of the filters for it to display, so that's a bug.
That's weird. I see it's okay, but I will check it out.
You play League of Legends, but you have to work if you want to eat. What do you recommend? Uninstall the League of Legends. I don't know. Aren't you tired of having cancer from League of Legends? Don't you want to cure that cancer? Zach is my personal assistant. He's actually, no, he's just people. He's just here. He's a contributor. So he's always listening to me while he's at work, hating his mechanical engineering job. And I can appreciate that.
So he's now a moderator. I know that struggle. I know that mechanical engineering. Oh, please. Another day. I have 4 bosses. All right, so I'm going to click on these. Okay, it opens a new tab. That's good. If this seems really unstructured, by the way, how we're going about this live stream, it's because it is. I had no plans. I just woke up and decided we were going to help some people. Let's see. Earn more. So are these templates, or do you make these from scratch?
All the websites from scratch, actually.
Straight from scratch, like just basic HTML boilerplate, or?
Yeah, mainly that one. The first one is started from an older template. The second one is actually my favorite web page. It's the first one I did. There are 1 or 2 that started for a template, and the other ones are made from scratch. Actually, there are some of them that work from the same agency, and they work with very structured projects.
Oh, here it goes again. All right, I don't know what you did, but your mic is broke. I can, but it's like super sensitive. It sounds like you're blowing into the microphone. I'm muting it for the chat, but I can kind of hear you. Maybe just put on. Yeah, there you go. That one works. Use that one. Okay. Say something.
That's weird.
Okay, yeah. So something died, or your head jack died, or something. Anyways, do you have a before? Like, did these businesses exist before you created them a website?
Yeah, most of them. A few didn't have any web page, but most of them did exist.
Okay, so if you can somehow grab the previous web page here, and then like if I could mouse over this, each one of these individual websites, and it would show like a half and half, like before and after, or maybe I could slide my mouse to the left and the right, and I've seen some add-ons that do that. There's like a slide.js that you could get, and I don't know what's going on with your mic.
It's still making sound.
It's losing its mind. Technical difficulties. Anyways, I'll keep working through this. Yeah, I can hear you. It's just really loud. Say something again.
I can hear you now.
I don't know. You should be good. You have your LinkedIn here, telephone that you removed for the stream, and then I'm gonna keep the desktop audio muted for you guys. So we need to have like a resume on here, like a LinkedIn resume, or not a LinkedIn resume, but just like a link to your resume, and then obviously don't have your phone on there. Can you hear me? Are you good?
I hear you.
All right, somehow we're back. We're back now. Back in action. All right. I don't know what happened. He's a wizard. He fixed it. Favorite WordPress plugin? Probably Divi. Pretty customizable. Yeah, so as I was saying, we need to add a button for to get your resume.
Right.
And then, oh, my girlfriend's home. Let's see. I like this parallax that you got going on with this random razor mouse. I think that'd be cool if we did something else with it.
Yeah. I was thinking like maybe more animation, parallax.
I think some animation would be good.
Yeah.
Let me let these dogs out. They're freaking out because my girlfriend's at home. One sec. Never in my wildest dreams did I think 114 people would show up to watch resumes and portfolios get reviewed. One thing that I noticed about your LinkedIn here was that we should add some more descriptions here for, like, add the website to your LinkedIn position. Like this AIPEM group, I would add the website, the link to the company there. I would also expand on your description of what you did specifically. Is it frowned upon to use WordPress? No, not really. I mean, my website, thegrindreel.com, that's built with WordPress because I'm a single dev. I don't have time to make e-commerce from scratch because I have to make a video every day. I have to do live streams. I have to teach code. You know, I don't think it's bad. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate that. If you have any suggestions for Alan, let him know. Alan, if they want to reach out to you, is that okay?
Okay, of course. Send me an email.
Or do they want to, can they message you on Discord?
Sure, yeah.
So you guys can, you can see he is Toro705 on Discord. If you want to join, it's in the description. Ask him some questions. So this will be like a few-step process, right? Because he doesn't have a resume, because he's just been going word of mouth. He doesn't need a resume, but he wants to relocate, make that paper, move to the U.S., right? Or wherever, whatever fits. So I think in the next live stream with Alan, we'll start looking at Stack Overflow jobs for him for relocation. And then, yeah. But first we have to get that cover letter and resume set up for him specifically. And then you have some work to do to convert this to English.
Yeah.
And then get your Skype there.
I was thinking mainly I was not looking for a job actually because I was like waiting for having the right amount of experience, you know, learning a little bit more about React or JavaScript. I was really waiting for the perfect moment, but maybe that's not the way to go.
Yeah.
I have experience front end, but I was waiting like for having a little more experience, more trendy technologies like React, for example.
I think that you could apply with, since you have proven work history, if you can get those clients to write recommendation letters, you have a proven work history, you could easily get a job doing front end, but you could expand that into a back end if you just did the interview well. And like, it depends on how you present yourself to the interview, but you could be like, I'm a front end, really trying to get into the back end, make that come full circle, really, you know, try to fill that out. And I think a lot of people would respect that because you've already done the work. You have a lot of projects. You just have to make an emphasis on like, I made these from scratch. If you want proof, give me a project and I'll make you one from scratch. You can look for yourself because they're so static, you know, it's nothing against you. That's just what your client wanted, but
Actually, if you look at the PSDs of three of these, they are really the same.
Yeah, I mean that's what you should show them.
It was really hard.
I should be able to see that. Like I think it'd be cool if I could see a before and after on these portfolio images, or somehow see like the PSD that was requested. Someone asked me, Maple Gaming, what sparks my interest in programming? I like that you can build things and create things. So programming is good for that, for like actual work, you know? With engineering, there's a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of sitting in a cubicle, a lot of writing Word documents, doing Excel sheets, PowerPoint presentations. Like the whole work environment of traditional engineering, mechanical engineering is like that. Lots of bosses, lots of wearing suits and ties and all that stuff. Yeah. So engineering is problem solving. That's why there's software engineering and mechanical engineering. Whatever engineering, it's all engineering. It's all problem solving, but it's all creating things. And with mechanical, you have to just get approved by 19 people before your design gets accepted, or I don't know. Software, you can just, hey, you need something? All right, I'll build it for you. If it breaks, it's just a website. I really hate cubicles. Life was not meant to be in a cubicle, my friend. So are we gonna do his PDF, his resume? Yeah, we're gonna make a resume. I don't know if we'll do it live. We'll probably do it live, but you guys would literally be staring at one of us sharing a screen of maybe a Google Doc. I could have a Google Doc over here and we'll build his resume. But would I work with someone changing careers from IT to web dev with FCC responsive web dev cert in their 5 projects? Yeah, I don't really care about your certifications. I don't think that matters. Are those 5 projects that you have like dynamic? I don't know. You guys can drop questions for Alan too if you want. How he got started. How do you charge your clients freelance, by the way? I'm curious.
I check the hourly rate. I really think about the amount of hours I will need, including, like responsive, feedback, overall. That's it. I think.
But I'll basically rephrase what he said. He looks at the design and he calculates the amount of hours and then he does it. Better? Yeah, that's way better. I don't know what you did.
I'm just unplugging it. That's weird.
How do you do it? You can tell them again. How do you
I look at the design and think how many hours it will take me. Not an entire page, like parts, like this slide will take me, I don't know, 1-2 hours. This other part will take me 3, and I start adding. I start adding in a list. I manually do it. I like writing, and then I add some responsive hours, and overall of it, I add a 30% of feedback. And that's how I manage the value of the project.
What do you do when they say no, that's too much money?
I say most of the times I can lower it a little bit, but most of the times it is what it is. I won't work. It goes on my expense, my hours, late nights working on a project that was unpaid. I think that what is right and it's right,
Okay. So you go hourly. You don't do like a flat rate.
No, it depends on the project. Depends on the section that it has, the complexity of the design. If they want one specific interaction, I will charge another thing. I had one client that wanted an interaction that when you went over with the mouse, it follows the mouse, different elements in the background. It's really hard.
Does he work for foreign clients? Yeah. Are all of your clients in Argentina or?
Yeah, most of them. I did a few for Panama, another one for Spain, but through an agent.
Is it easy to find remote jobs in the U.S. as a non-U.S. citizen? All right, this is the thing, right? You're going to end up being a contractor. If you want to work remote for a company in the U.S., they can't pay you salary really because with that comes benefit packages and all their taxes get all kinds of crazy messed up. So they pay you as a contractor and then give you a stipend like for healthcare or whatever. And that means you don't get, you don't get benefits. You just get hourly pay. Is that difficult to get? No, because you're probably cheaper. Like they could pay Alan like $30 an hour, which is cheap to them, but probably in Argentina that's a shitload of money.
Yeah.
What else we got? There's another question. Would I review the 5 projects? Yeah, I mean, I'm always in the Discord. I'm always like, hey, you want to do this? I actually asked yesterday, and Alan was like, yeah, let's do it. But, yeah, I got busy and started passing out and made that other video. Where can we find a job? So to find these jobs, right, we can go to, I'll show you where you can find, this is where we'll go eventually, but here, jobs down here on the left, and then you can sort over here by perks, and you can do visa sponsor. So for people outside the US, there's a lot of places. Do you want to go to the EU or do you just want to come to the US, Alan?
I will, actually, if I'm going away from Argentina, it doesn't matter. US or another place.
Okay, yeah. So with your set of skills, I think you could easily land anyone. Like, there's a lot of visa sponsors, especially in the EU right now for Germany. So if you didn't have anything against Germany, you could go there. But US is also good. We have remote. So you could do remote. There's a lot of, you'll see in the results of Stack Overflow here, there's a lot of, I would say, like
remote
dev shops.
Would be good, actually, because I can keep here near my family and work overseas, learn. But actually, I'm not attached to Argentina, really.
Right. Marco, the cert is a completion to show you completed the rules they ask you to prove you know the code. Yeah, that doesn't mean you actually know the code. That doesn't mean you did it. Someone else could have done that certification for you. I mean, it's just like there's no accountability there for that. So it's just like, did you do it? Maybe you did it. I don't know. They're gonna figure out either you know how to code in the code test or you don't know how to code in the code test. Your certification doesn't mean much to me because anyone could have done it. It's different than a college degree, right? You have to sit in an exam, you get busted cheating, you get kicked out. Like, it's just different. It's a different type of accountability on these certifications. That's why it's hard for them to bring a lot of value. It's more of just like, hey, look, I tried to do this thing and I completed it, but like, I'm not going to give you bonus points for it. And I wouldn't want bonus points for it too, because you're going to have to prove yourself in any test that you take. Yeah, so you guys want to hop over here on the Stack Overflow and click Visa Sponsor or check Remote and then sort by newest. You'll see a lot going on in here. So this is where we'll start sending Alan when we make that resume. But the next stream we'll do in a couple days, once he does this portfolio, redoes his LinkedIn, we'll do, resume, and then we'll apply to jobs. And yeah, I don't know. Hopefully this is helpful. If you're a senior dev, do you need a portfolio? Yeah, you need a portfolio.
Overall, this is helpful.
I hope so, man. That's
knowing what to change, knowing which things should go, which stay, and then applying. Great. I get the job over there.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna get you outside that freelance. There's some online mentoring you could do. There's a lot of stuff. It's just that a lot of these jobs are on Stack Overflow get reposted by like TopTal, Clever Tech. There's Clever Tech right there. Yeah, there's just a lot of Thinkful. That's a boot camp. You could be a mentor. Do you want to be a mentor? Do you want to teach code to people? Teach front-end development to people? That was to you, Alan.
Sorry, what? I got distracted on Stack Overflow, actually.
Yeah. Do you want to, like, would you teach code? Would you be open to teaching code, like front-end development?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I really like it. Spanish would be better.
Yeah. Hey, Daniel, yeah, I got your email. I started responding last night, but I passed out. So I'll get back to you, Daniel. Your microphone is actually worse than death. It must be because you have Windows 7.
Windows 10.
Oh, okay.
Windows 7 was friendly.
Will I post his link? Yeah, we can hear you. Will I post his links to a portfolio on section? Maybe. I'm not sure. Christopher, thanks, man. I hope this is helping you guys out. So, I don't know. Alan has some work to do here. He's got to fix this up, add the websites, skills and endorsements. You have a recommendation. You've given a recommendation. Do you think that your clients could come in here and give you a recommendation on your LinkedIn? That would be nice.
Yes. Yeah, I can get more than maybe more, actually.
Okay. Yeah, and then we'll need PDFs of that too. So normally I attach one recommendation to I attach the latest recommendation letter I have to my resume when I apply. So if they want to see more, there's a link to my portfolio. My portfolio right now is not actually a website. It's just a Google Drive with a bunch of folders, and each folder is a previous job, and I have like a table of contents. So if you click that table of contents, it opens up a PDF with a table of each job, and it shows the technologies I used for each one. I've never really showed it before, but that's what mine is. It's just a Google Drive with, because my actual domain expired, and I was like, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
So I should get a recommendation over in LinkedIn and another one in PDF.
Yeah, I mean, if they could just copy and paste it to you as an email and then paste it on your LinkedIn. And not everyone comes to your LinkedIn and scrolls down that far. I don't really, but they're nice to have. And let's see.
Actually, I never have a trouble with a client, ever, for years. They were all happy clients. That's
Oh God. Not really. Yeah, you can email me. It's all good. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, so this works perfect. You sound really clear. Let's just leave it like this.
the easy way was the correct one.
Yeah, so you guys can hear him a lot better now. This is way, way better. Is web dev still high in demand? Absolutely. A lot of people have ideas, and there are a lot of people that can't make those ideas, and that's where you come in. You started your first job Monday. Congratulations. Let me just say that first. They use a lot of tech that you've never used before. That's every job ever, even outside of web development. You have to go in 5 minutes? All right. I have to go in a couple minutes too, so it's all good. We'll just answer a couple questions and then we'll head out. Can a recommendation letter come from a student-teacher kind of relationship or only a previous workplace? It can come from whoever, really, but the highest credibility is going to come from someone that paid you to do work for them. What do I suggest for backend? What do I suggest for backend? PHP, rip everyone that's wearing headphones this stream. Oh my God. I would say I like PHP. I don't really mess with Node. I would probably try Python. I don't know. I don't mess around with that. You'd rather learn online. What does progressive mean in progressive web apps? It means that you can make native mobile apps like on an Android or an iOS, but using JavaScript. You're focusing on JavaScript and front end. A lot of people like that because it's like very visual, right? You can see the page change. You can see how that sounding like Michael Bay over there. Oh, Zach, I'm sorry. Usually I have paper copies for interviews. I don't bring... Every time I've walked into an interview in the last year and a half, they've had my resume on the table already when I walk into like the conference room. They're like, all right, we have your resume here. Can you tell us? I was like, what? That's how it's been every time. But yeah, so we're going to head out. Thanks for hanging out, stream. If you did enjoy it, please hip thrust that like button for me before you head out. And yeah, I'll see you guys later today for another video. And then if you wanted some pointers or anything, just message me on Discord. But Alan has some work to do, and he has to go in a minute, and so do I. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out in the stream. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys. Nice to meet you.